live. AWOL Aaron presents Behind the Scenes with a podcaster. Is that my friend Dylan wants to know about podcasting? What's going on, Dylan?
Not much. Just learn the ropes and figure out how to do this.
All right, cool. So before I went live here on Twitch, I showed him my platform, the Restream, edit the title, and then I showed him on the screen share here how if I click over here where it says edit channels, I'm currently going to Twitch. I'm going to go into YouTube, right? So I want to go to YouTube at the same time. So you can see here, I've already got another show that I did earlier, so I can just press edit and it'll allow me to edit the title. And I'm just going to put, if I get the mouse to work right, A.W.O.L Aaron presents Behind the Scenes podcasting, right? And so you can see right here, I'll just put a description, quick description, and I'll go, why don't you help me write this one, Dylan? Give me some ideas.
Hold on. My screen is still loading.
Well, what's a good idea for the description of what we're doing?
And over 600 million viewers engaged. Restream is the #1 tool to increase your live audience.
I mean, you see me do it just before I did this.
Restream enables you to create, analyze, and share your high-quality streams to over 30 different social networks.
2 L's or 1 L?
In this video,
it's 1 L. DYLIN.
From Restream Studio to our analytics, combined chat, events, and
learns how to podcast.
Let's get right into it.
What are you listening?
Multi-streaming is the next step in the evolution of content creation. And Restream takes us a step further by enabling broadcasters to escape platform boundaries. Restream makes it effortless to grow your core audience across all of your existing social platforms without needing to spend extra time directing your audience to just one platform.
Okay,
to
so
get
Restream's
started,
doing a weird thing.
Create your account at Restream.io.
Yeah, my screen's loading.
Once you land on our dashboard, you'll be able to start getting your channels added. You can choose from one of the options here in our quick select,
on Restream.
or click Add Channel to access all of our over 30+ supported channels. Now that all of your channels are added, you can quickly begin your live stream to Restream in one of 3 ways.
I don't really like.
The first way can be accomplished by changing your existing broadcasting software to stream to Restream.
So is
the
that
second way you can achieve this is by using Restream events, which will allow you to upload and schedule your pre-recorded video. The final method is Restream Studio, which allows you to go live directly from your browser.
So that's actually a video on here that I just haven't took off yet. Right?
Right.
See what I'm saying? I know you don't have
right.
So you see go in here, you can see now both has got YouTube and Twitch up here now, right? So you can see that. And so that's what we're streaming to live right now, bro. Right?
I know. Right. I know.
So as far as the software, it's really that easy, bro. You just click in, you can click on and off, you can set stuff up before, you can quit screen sharing at any time and go right into the podcast as far as the conversation. Right? So
that's cool.
Really is easy to set up and do a podcast. And so what makes a podcast popular? Well, really it's about doing what you are passionate about, because people want to see realness. They want to see someone doing what they're interested in, talking about what really is interesting to you and them and everybody that is interested in the same thing.
Right.
So you get conversation like this conversation is about podcasting. Because
for real.
For that's what you were telling me.
I think
I'll try it. I can't. Oh yeah, you did. You're here right now. You can watch the video later, bro, and be like, wow, I need to do this or that, or get a I got to get one of those things because when I go live, I hold the camera like that, and the video looks like I'm going like this the whole time. And so as I'm going, I'm learning, I'm getting better. Right? And
hey, is that the whole meaning of life? To stumble through it and get a little bit better?
Like, and really, like the question you put and typed into my chat, there's a lot of people that are interested in the meaning of life, and they really do want to have deep, deep discussions because it's that interaction of discussion which brings even more depth to topics. You know, it's not just a presentation. So, Dylan, I've had you stage a little bit. I want to know, what kind of podcast do you want to start?
Honestly, just talking about really anything. I just enjoy a good in-depth conversation. Like, I enjoy thinking about my not necessarily my own thoughts, but my own views. Like the way I look at things. I like thinking about that, and thinking about the other way people look at things, and thinking, why don't I look at life like that?
All right, so kind of trying to find your own understanding by looking through your own and other people's perspectives through conversation.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I like listening to other people's perspectives on things, but it's also not just that, but also it's like I could have conversation with like something like silly, like a game or something, and still find like value in it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I actually got into podcasting and streaming because I was playing a game that I loved, Risk. You might have heard the Risk story if you listen to my other stuff. And it was a digital thing. I got too engrossed in a game, 2-3 hours focused on winning a game. My girlfriend's like, hey, this can't roll like that. So I found the game online where people are playing it and talking, like you're saying, philosophizing or talking whatever interests them, maybe just about the game. And I've seen some people that have sold their landscaping trailer or whatever, just playing a stupid game. So yes, I mean, there are niches, and I'm looking at right now, you know, how do I organize my streams, right? And a lot of it has to do with titles, and maybe someday I get someone to help me organize it all, because one day I'm doing comedy and I'm trying to do a comedy thing. I was in comedy. I'm part of a Facebook comedy group. I want to start an open mic show. Well, once I got a few people going on it, then it's just a matter of turning it on, saying, okay, who's here today? Let's go live. We got an hour and a half. And now I have a podcast.
Yeah.
Right?
Sorry, what were you saying?
So like, I was saying, right? So like you could take whatever topic, as long as you're got a plan to organize it so that the viewers can find it on their specific topic, and that'll bring people to you. They're like, oh man, I didn't know Dylan did video games and philosophy or whatever. So that's one aspect. We do have a live viewer. Hey bud, or ma'am, or whoever it is, thanks for coming on. I'm going to bubble out for a second, but I will be here with my funny face.
All right, that's fine.
Voice. And you can cam out too, dude. Like, that's the cool thing about podcasts, is a lot of times people just listen.
Right. Yeah, I'm for sure one of those people. Like, I'll end up playing my Xbox and like throw on like a Joe Rogan podcast and not even like watch it, and just like listen to it as I'm like playing Fallout or whatever.
Yeah, because a lot of times podcasters and streamers, especially these gamers, think, oh, I got to have a cool video, you know.
Right.
And I even know somebody that does a podcast and rarely does video. It just does like pictures, you know.
Right.
One picture after the next for
2
hours.
Like a slideshow.
So, you know, really, Dylan, what I want to say is thanks for jumping in, dude. Like, it was just like, oh, hey, what are you doing? We had talked earlier, and you're like, yeah, podcasting, what up? And you sent me a message, and I said, well, I was just got off the phone with my friend. Here's a link. Jump in a conversation. We'll live stream it. And that really is kind of the beginning, because you're sitting here kind of going, wow, just I could tell when you jumped in the studio, I switched over to my music. You're like, whoa, where's that playing? And I'm like, oh, music. This is my music. I write poetry. And so that's a whole different genre, right? Someone on podcasting interested in this show might not be interested in Aaron's poetry reading.
Right.
That guy's crazy, but they might think, wow, that guy's got some cool things, people going on, interviews and stuff. So that's why I call AWOL Presents as my show. And I do behind the scenes. I do a morning coffee show Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. I'm trying to put a couple other things together. A couple other people want to come on and do interviews. So I just throw it against the wall, see what sticks, and run with it.
Right? Yeah. I was really excited to jump in the podcast and like learn the ropes and stuff.
Well, yeah, and it's going to be you getting the software and actually doing it. And part of, since you're my friend and I wanted to see you succeed, and I'm doing this pirate radio podcast thing, I actually do want to be able to take someone like you who's like, I'm interested, and at least get you going so that when you become part of our crew, if you will, one of our podcasters on Pirate Radio Podcast, you'll have some, at least what I call it is flying the good ship lollipop, bro. Your first podcast is the good ship lollipop. I hope you don't sink by the time you leave the harbor, bro.
Or for real. Nah, I'm not that easy to sink. I'm like the freaking what's it called? The USS New Jersey. I'm the USS New Jersey.
I don't follow too much naval news. But yeah, there's some big ships, some battleships, some are aircraft carriers, some are submarines, but they all work together on Pirate Radio Podcast, bro. And like part of it too is kind of a little trick method I use of, hey, let me, and I like you, Dylan. I met you in person. You did some work in my yard. You're out of state. How can we stay connected? Let's have a conversation.
Right. Right.
So why not make it a show and tell? Here we are talking about podcasting. How do you become a podcaster in real life on a podcast? And I always like to do, I'm going through my own personal coaching thing right now that's helping me get through some of my things and overcome some of my personal belief system, all kinds of crazy stuff going on there. Hopefully you meet my friend someday, but he's been challenging me, right? He has like a little program he made, dude, 7 days automatic. And I don't know how willing you are to jump into this with hit the ground running.
Right.
And so I do want to put some challenges up in front of you as far as like, hey, get a Twitch account, get a Restream account for free, and set up a YouTube and invite me onto your podcast. The first few, fine, just do Twitch. Just see how it's like. Invite me onto your podcast. I'll get you to the end of the dock. You sail out on your own, find your own people, find your own ways, whether you want to go on cam, off cam, do the screen share, explore some of your ideas, some of your passions, some of your things that you really are interested in on screen. Do like a live show and tell. We do a live show and tell. Right? Telescope mode.
All right. That makes sense.
Right? I can show you everything I'm doing on that screen and talk to you one-on-one. So I'd be willing to, bro, like if you're willing to set I don't know what your schedule is, but if you're willing to set a weekly schedule for your podcast, or if you want to come on to something like this, a little 10, 15-minute session, we talk through some things on my podcast, or even if you allow me to use this recording as like an introduction. Hey, look I really am Aaron from Pirate Radio Podcast, AWOL Aaron here, helping podcasters get their sea legs.
Right. That makes sense. I like that, actually.
Yeah. So basically, it comes down to I want to start charging people for exactly what I'm doing with you now. I want to do it with you now because you're my homie.
Right.
And I'm going to use what we do as an example as part of my course building. So, and then hopefully get you full rolling podcaster. I'd love to see, oh, I got my 1,000 subscribers. I'm monetized. Oh, I got my licensing for my podcast. So now every time someone's syndicated, whatnot, right? These are all more things that I actually, like I said, when we talked, I got to stay a couple steps ahead of you. And the first few steps are kind of easy, bro. Getting online and getting kind of the flow going. It's things like consistency, keeping your flow going, keeping your schedule. Like if you say, I'm going to talk about philosophy Mondays at 7:00, then be there every Monday, every 7:00 and talk on philosophy. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You'll build your sea legs. You'll come back and be like, Admiral Aaron, the AWOL guy that's on the landlubber side of things, directing ships. I need a big ship, bro. And then we'll take each step, bro. Like, because really, that's my goal is to make, my deal is if I can make an agreement to make 100 millionaires and I get 1% of their $1 million, what's that make me? 100% millionaire, bro.
Right. Yeah. The total makes you 100% millionaire.
Yeah. So,
and then think about all the extra money you're going to get too from helping, from just the courses alone.
I'll give them away for free. No, I don't know. Like I said, I'm doing some coaching stuff, so I'm going to get things a little bit more. I don't even know what to expect with this life coach, bro. I've worked with him before. He's done some amazing things, and he's just continued down his path. And I was reaching a spot where I knew I needed someone, and why not someone I've already worked with that I know will have something for me. I don't know what it is. But
right. Yeah, sometimes you just need that little bit of advice. You don't even know what kind of advice you need. You just kind of need it, and you're just like, damn.
Yup. And like part of what I'm learning and trying, like I kind of look up at the clock. Okay, we're 15 minutes in, we're 20 minutes in, station breaks, things like this. I'm kind of trying to familiarize myself with that pattern so that if or when I get sponsored or create my own sponsorship, I have a little station break in there, right? Okay, I'm already okay. So right now I'm promoting a promotion that I don't have.
Right.
This space is available if you'd like to sponsor through Pirate Radio Podcast and the AWOL Aaron Presents show. Contact us. We can work something out. And every time, instead of me trying to sell you sponsoring, I'm sponsoring your company. So these are all things that I will show you too. Like I know me and you talked about affiliate marketing.
Yeah.
In the past. Okay, so it takes a while to get 1,000 YouTube subscribers, right? Wouldn't it be cool if you could make a little money as you're building that by, say, for instance, if we're doing a podcasting, I haven't even done it myself. I need to do it instead of talk about it. Hey, podcasting, it's good to get a Chromebook if you're just starting. You can buy one for $50 at Walmart. Here's the link. I get an affiliate click. Right. So I don't have to go into this affiliate marketing stuff with you. You understand that aspect of getting some exposure on relating content, relating product offers as you build. So you don't even have to have 1,000 subscribers to make a few bucks, bro.
Right. I get that. Well, what I was mainly doing was basically almost exactly that, but instead of with like physical products, it's like services, like web design or web page management, something like that.
Yeah, dude, you could even do like a short series on what you actually do and put that, and then everything, as long as you're doing it from you, it's going to be it's not going to be some fake shit that no one believes.
Right.
Right?
As long as you're showing your steps, right? It's like that freaking math teacher. For some reason, you always got to show your work.
Yeah, and that's why I do these behind the scenes things, like screen share and all that. I mean, that's just one concept, a behind the scenes of what you're doing. Or like the quest, you could just make 2 different shows and say, okay, I'm gonna do one on Monday, one on Friday. Like I said, the key is consistency, and that'll help you build your audience. And if you get more diversified in your content, because I've talked to you, I know you're kind of like me. You're a broad thinker.
Yeah.
You allow, like what you're saying about having different perspectives. That's important to you. So maybe you have different interests, and so maybe not everything's going to be, podcast every show.
Right. And even if it was like that, there's no telling that each podcast would be about the same thing because of just how many different things I find interesting or intriguing.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I went with AWOL Aaron Presents, because AWOL Aaron could present anything. Gosh, he went AWOL. Who knows where that guy's at?
Right. That's why I was thinking of naming my my podcast channel Grady Gabs, just because just gabbing away.
Do it, bro.
Just
I mean, it's a good chip lollipop. If that one sinks, you can always start another podcast. Just to
That's
get
true.
you went to acting. I was in the school play. I made it to the county theater. Oh, I'm on Broadway. I'm in Hollywood. You got to start somewhere, boss.
Right. You always got to start somewhere, even if it's from the bottom.
We all start from the bottom, bro. And I like I said, dude, I sit here all the time. Doug comes over, my people come over, the cats run around. Sometimes I'm sitting out here doing my music. Sometimes I'm doing social media, connecting with people. Sometimes I'm on 3-way calls with business people that want to do a particular business. Idea
Right.
like pilot video podcast is the big one, but empower the imagination. That thing's got potential. It already has proof of concept.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
already, getting exposure and got everything a website set up. It just needs a bit of refinement, I think. And it could be, boom, I could do an Empower the Imagination podcast every week easily, bro. If the right person was there and said, yeah, let's just flow and see where it goes. That thing could be big. And I've really held off because the energy when I created that, when I registered the domain and worked through the idea, it wasn't me myself. So I held off. I'm not doing it without the guy until I'll give him a certain amount of time.
Right.
Because a new web builder and another, but I want to do the flow with him. I just want to chat. I want an excuse to chat with this guy once a week, bro. He's that cool of a guy.
Dang.
Right? And when we did it together and we both fucking overcame some crazy stuff and got past some big steps for both of us, I think, just going through that. He was doing his coaching classes. I was doing my coaching classes, trying to become a better coach. And so we were both kind of coaching each other through what we learned and our process. And I think, I know for sure that he was just blown away that we were able to do what we did. I like the bubble. Bubble is cool.
Yeah. I like my bubble.
And you can change your bubble, dude.
I can change my bubble? How do I do that?
Oh, you'll have to get the restream, bro, and really start playing around.
Oh, all right. Yeah, definitely. Once we get off here, I'll definitely do that. But
so you're committed, right?
Yeah, fully.
And I get 1% I get 1% of your first $1 million. That's all I want, Dylan.
Isn't 1% of $1 million 100?
No, dude, it's only 10 grand. 10 grand out of your first $1 million.
Oh, that's no problem.
Am I a 10 grand coach if I can get you to $1 million, bro?
You really are. If you get me to $1 million, you're totally 10 grand coach. Totally worth every penny of it.
So we got it on video, dude. I'm gonna stick with you because let's just call it you're my charity project. I know some of the shit you've been through, bro.
Oh, for real.
And I'm here, dude. I thought I liked your energy. I liked the way you thought when I first met you. We've only met a few times, but I think I'm gonna get to know you a lot better over the course of let's give it a year. Let's give it 6 months. What kind of commitment you willing to make, bro?
Hey, let's make it 12 months. Let's make it that full year. Let's see
Okay,
how big I can get in a year.
I will commit to one 30-minute podcast with you for a year, 52 podcasts together. And then you could do whatever you want on your own.
All right.
And we'll stay, of course, stay chat like we do on Friends. But you got to know, dude. I'm trying to build a unicorn here. I'm trying to ride a unicorn. That's $1 billion business, dude. Pirate Radio Podcast is just one of my stable. Like I said, Pirate Radio Podcast is just one brand that I'm bringing forward because with the unicorns, bro, just because I'm calling it a fleet of ships on Pirate Radio Podcast does not mean that they are magical or not, because now they're a stable of unicorns, bro.
Right.
So I will commit to that with you. It's a $10,000 bill. If you don't reach your goals, I don't get paid. If it takes you 10 years to reach that goal and you do it in podcasting, I would still like that 10 grand.
All right. Deal.
Sweet, bro. All right. And so I guess now that you've made the commitment, it's time to pick your schedule. Monday through Friday, 7 to 8:30, I am booked. Pick a day, pick a time. I get up at
7 o'clock every Sunday.
Sunday's kind of early for me, and 7 o'clock your time is what? 10 o'clock.
Oh shit! I forgot our time zone. All right, so about noon my time would be 10 o'clock your time.
On Sunday?
Yeah.
I can do that.
Sounds like
a week to set up. Name your podcast. Set up and play around in the Restream studio, Twitch, YouTube, whatever you want. With Restream, you can restream to 2 places simultaneously without the upgrade.
Yeah, that's badass.
And that's Restream, RESTREAMIO. I'm going to put it in the chat because we do have a viewer, and maybe they're following along. Maybe they're getting into podcasting too, or something. So thank you, viewer. I don't see who it is. I always try and get them to chat. But there is, and I think you can get that. If not, I'll send it to you, Dylan, in the our personal chat on Facebook.
I got it through this. I can. Yep, I copy it and we're good.
Yeah, dude, and then serious, like if you start even just playing around on Twitch or Restream and just streaming to Twitch and not YouTube, because Twitch is kind of it stays for a week and then it disappears. So you can choose if you upload it to YouTube.
Oh, all right.
So you can just do. I did it for like 2 weeks, dude. Oh, I've got no viewers. I'm talking to myself. I did like a whole comedy bit one day, dude, for like an hour almost. Or
that sounds like something I would do. Just start laughing at the fact I don't got no views.
Yeah, dude, do that for a bit, and then I was like, I got into doing my poetry, so I'm like, wonder what happens if I put my poetry into a song machine. And it came out fucking amazing, dude. And so I started putting more of my poems in. I'm writing poems every day. So I'll do behind the scenes and make like a little radio show. Hey, I'm A.W.O.L Aaron, blah, 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 blah. But I'll call it A.W.O.L Aaron Presents behind the scenes what I'm doing, or music, like my last stream you see me edit. Right? So people can follow the story. Right?
And what's going to be really cool is I'm not sure if you heard of Imangaji, but he's one of those people who like started like way back in like early 2000s when YouTube like first became a thing. And what's really cool is you can watch his story because he thought he was gonna be a freaking like a bodybuilder. He thought he was gonna be like this a social media like profile maker and seller. And then he thought he was gonna end up just being the like you can see his entire life story from YouTube, and it's so cool to watch.
And that's what made him a star on YouTube, was all those
Right?
failures. That's hilarious, bro. That's like a perfect ending to the show, but I never do a perfect ending,
And
bro.
then,
Like I do live. I'm trying to get like 20 million hours of stream time, bro. Hold on. Wait. Let's make a song. I just finished a poem. Let's restream it. Okay, YouTube. You know what? Let's do a nice closing for YouTube. All right. Dylan, I'm gonna put you on the spot, bro. This is AWOL Aaron. I'm presenting my friend Dylan, who's gonna be getting into podcasting. Dylan, before we leave YouTube, tell us some stuff about what you're gonna do.
I'm probably gonna start my first podcast, and definitely gonna have to tinker around with the restream a bit, figure out how it all works. And he showed me, but figure out how it all works. Make my first podcast on philosophy, probably. And then once I get up from there,
Hey, I'm gonna end the stream to YouTube. Thanks, YouTube. I'm going to stay live on Twitch so I can, like I do, I will end the live on YouTube and follow up on Twitch and record the entire broadcast so I can upload to Twitch later, right? So this is kind of behind the scenes. This is kind of like, hey, Dylan, here's a little trick. Do some short little streams for YouTube in the midst of your longer stream to build interest in your longer streams. Hey,
that's smart, because YouTube really likes it when you do short form content. They really love their YouTube shorts.
Yeah, bro. That's another reason I do the Twitch, because Twitch allows you to do clips, and clips upload directly, if they're less than a minute or so, upload directly to YouTube. I haven't figured out clips yet, but I've seen streams will do the clips of the cool parts. And so you don't even have to do that. Your fans will pick your best parts and give you the clips, bro. Twitch is wild, bro.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And like Twitch is a trip because it kind of ties into what I'm trying to do with Pirate Radio Podcast, bro. Like I want chat people to be able to hop into a link just like you did, but without it being difficult of, oh, let me send you a link. It being just click right on the screen. Boom, you're in. If it says open seat and you click, you're live. No start time, no nothing. Hot seat style.
Hey, I have a question.
Yeah.
Are you going to be able to send me a recording of the stream so I'll be able to post it on like my YouTube?
No, dude, that's my YouTube. That's my podcast. I'll send you a link, bro. You got to promote me before I promote you. It's too much work. I'll just press the button and it'll be, the whole video will be on YouTube. This part two. See, this part two. See, this is the interesting part of the what I'm learning, how to use the tools to my best advantage. New tools that I've never used before.
Right.
In ways I've never thought possible or whatever. So yeah, so like, and that switch on and off, you can keep your live stream going on Twitch like these gamers do. They'll play a game, they'll stop at the end. They'll go, oh, I'm gonna go to the back. Hey, Twitch, blah blah blah. Like this one guy I watch, he's got a chair, and this whole chat just goes off when he goes and takes a bathroom break. Everyone's like, chair, 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 yay, chair, and the chat room just goes crazy about chair, dude. It's hilarious.
That's funny.
And then he comes back and says, okay, I'm gonna open a game, and sometimes he'll open it to the chat, or sometimes it'll be secretive, sometimes it'll be a tournament, and then they'll just play the game. And then there'll be another video for YouTube later. or whatever. Everyone's got their own little styles. But heck yes. The answer, to simplify the answer to your question, Dylan, yes.
Nice.
Now, I don't know. You're on your phone or your computer today?
I'm on my phone today.
Okay, because I know my friend on the Apple was able to get in, because I want to try and find out if a guest is on the computer, can the guest share a screen? I think that could make the conversation a lot more interesting. So that's a question for you. Is there a thing that looks like the thing I showed you, the little screen with the arrow on your phone?
No.
Okay. And we can always jump in and experiment, bro. Like, I mean, I do kind of want to format this as look at behind the scenes. So I may be directing the content that we're streaming. Like when I had the YouTube on, how I was being more specifically, let's stay focused on Dylan and how we're going to help him start podcasting. What was that? Oh yeah, on my tablet I can do it. I got a front-facing camera and it lets me, but I don't do it on my phone. So yeah, Apple, Chromebook, Windows, operating systems are different. So I don't.
I have a Chrome. I might jump on my Windows and see what it looks like.
Yeah. Okay. That would be good, bro. I mean, I don't know. It's like your phone connection. Like I always try and be close to my Wi-Fi because phone connections. These are just kind of standard tips that you would get because you're like, you breaking up like that a bit.
Oh, sorry. Oh, what I was saying was I have a Chromebook, but then I also have a Windows.
Yeah, try it on both and see what you like. I think we lost Dylan, but that's cool. Went a little bit over what I was shooting for, but that's cool. I got on today. It was an impromptu, spontaneous thing. As far as I don't know. I guess it's a bit directed on what I'm trying to do or what I'm actually doing, what I'm interested in. So that's fun. Twitch viewer. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. Every time I come on, man, that's. Oh yeah, it is Twitch. It's not YouTube. I appreciate that. I appreciate the just I mean, even if you're just doing your work and sitting there listening to my jibber jabber, I appreciate that. If you're following my story, hey, this kid Dylan, I know him. He's got something special in that kid, and he's trying, and I want to help him best I can. I'm not saying I'm the end all be all, but if I got him to open up the application and start doing what he's talking about, he wants to do, then, we'll go along that path together, I guess. I guess I made a commitment for a year. I put $10,000 bet. No, I put a 52 for a half hour. So like 30 hours. So if I get paid 10 grand for 30 hours, that's pretty good, I think. 30 hours, 10 grand. 30 hours, 3 grand would be what? 30, 300, 3,000. So that's $100 an hour. So that's $300 an hour. But I tell you what, I think this guy, Dylan's got something, right? So he's not the guy that paid the money to get into the program. This is the guy that needed the program. I actually reached out and grabbed Dylan to join the Pirate Radio podcast crew, to be mentored personally by me, your host, AWOL Aaron. Hopefully he does good. I mean, he's got to be able to do better than me. I'm a landlubber. I'm AWOL. But that's just me. The path, the journey itself, really seems to feel like home. The journey itself, versus any destination. It's destination. There's freedom, there's liberty, there's free will on the journey. So just being able to roll with that kid is kind of cool, because I could see him doing a lot more than doing a lot more than me. He's young, he's got ambition, and he's got some time, and he's made a commitment to improve his podcasting at least. And he may not make $1 million this first year. He may never make $1 million, but if he can get something going like that other thing the guy was talking about on the YouTube, that just succeeded in YouTube because he streamed all his failures, all his ways he was going to try. I actually kind of relate to that because I've done that a bit. I have some older streams of me trying and failing, but I gave up. Well, I didn't give up. I switched offline for a bit, and stuff. So very cool. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to end this stream because I don't like to edit too much. And this is a real podcaster thing. I'm going to just jump right back into another stream and hit some music. I got a book I'm reading right now. So I did want to spend at least another 20 minutes today or so, 30 minutes, really reading. Maybe I'll do that before I go to bed. But I just really kind of feel like listening to some music and jamming out the music. And since this is a show about podcasting, I think I'm going to leave you with something that I do. I don't know if it works for you, but I'm going to end this stream and change the title and change to doing something else when I come back online. It'll probably be in the music studio, putting some of my poetry in there. But that kind of brings this session to an end and doesn't extend my video. So until next time, this is AWOL Aaron. I am presenting podcaster stuff right now, and I'm going to come back in the Suno Music Studio here in a bit, and that'll be a different segment. Have an awesome day. We'll see you next time.